Being at the knockdowns, Charlie Rowe, the attending physician at ringside, Dr. Ronald Romeo, and the referee is Carlos Padilla. This is the main event of the afternoon. 15 rounds of boxing for the undisputed middleweight championship of the world.
Would it bother you if I slid this in so that I could lean over it a little
the
bit?
Challenger, fighting out of Crawley, Sussex in England, he is the WBC #1 contender. He weighs 159 3/4 pounds. Introducing Alan Minter. Fighting out of Brooklyn, New York, he is the undisputed middleweight champion of the world, Vito.
So there it is, the trimmings are all over, and now we have Carlos Padilla, who's a bartender at the Riviera Hotel here in Las Vegas, but he's actually a Filipino. He refereed Ali and Frazier in Manila, and he was very good. We have a Venezuelan Judge Sanchez, Roland Dakin from Great Britain, and Charles Minka, almost like Minter, isn't it, from Nevada. And this is the usual staring out process between a couple of really hard nuts with no quarter sought or given, I suspect, and I doubt very much whether they're listening to one word that referee's saying. It's a ritual that could really be done without, I often think. He's just telling them about kidney punches and below the belt punches. And we've got an unusual one here. If there's cuts through unintentional butts in the first 3 rounds, it will be declared a draw. And Antuofermo retained his championship here in November against Marvin Hagler with a 15-round drawn decision. So we could really do without any accidental cuts and blood flow early on in this contest, because it favours the champion. So there we go then. Can Alan Minter become the first since Freddie Welsh, right back in 1915, to win a world championship on American soil? Ken Buchanan won in Puerto Rico and then confirmed it in Los Angeles. Antuofermo does not like the right-hand forward southpaw style. 2 of his 3 defeats have been against southpaws. Just a question of whether Minter cannot be over-involved at close quarters and pick his shots. He's really practiced this in training to keep Antuofermo at bay, jab, keep him off balance, and prove the local bookmakers wrong. They've actually gone 2-1 on Minter, which I thought was extremely generous odds. It should have been about evens and take your pick. The referee does not vote if it goes to 15 rounds. That's left to the 3 judges. And with those lovely flashing right-hand punches coming from Minter, being cheered by the entire British contingent, of course. Remember, it's just 12:30 noon here in Nevada, and most of the gamblers are waiting for the day to wear itself out before they start taking it over. There's no chance of the champion baffling Minter with any form of science. He just moves in, like a brick shoulder, isn't he? He just moves in and tries to wear Minter down. He will do, but he's going to take a long time to get to him, I think. His last defeat, Antuofermo, was against Maurice Hope in the European Championship. That was at the light middleweight limit of 11 stone. He claims that he was winning at the time and stopped in the last seconds of the 15th round. In fact, only one judge had him in front, and there was no doubt that Hope caught him on the chin, and that was that. So you'll notice there how Minter turns his head away when Antuofermo comes charging in at him. He's trying to protect himself. It's a long time since Minter's been badly cut, and in fact his 6 losses have all been through cuts and injuries on the face. So you could reasonably claim that he's never been beaten on merit. Well, no question there of an opening round for Minter, because Antuofermo didn't really reach him with any punches. That is not a surprise. That's the normal battle plan for Antuofermo. He takes a long time down. It's a war of attrition with him. It's a kind of saturation punch stuff, and they're looking very jubilant indeed, and obviously waving to the camera there. I've had about 400 supporters say, could you mention my name on television and tell them I'm here, and a few of them that said, don't bother with me because I didn't bother to tell the wife where I was going. So an opening round definitely there for Minter, and I must say, if he can keep controlled like this, he admits that he used to dive in a bit recklessly, which was while he was cut like that in some of his fights. But he's now got Bobby Neal helping to coach him in the corner and saying, don't dive in, let's pick our spots. So round 2 then. And of course scheduled for 15 rounds in a championship distance. And watching Minter as I have in training, and of course Antuofermo here, this was the pattern that he'd planned. He said, if I have to stand and trade towards the end, well, I will do. But it suits me to be able to show that I can box a bit. Quite a character, Antuofermo. He says he enjoys the rough fighting. Pitched all the way from Bari in Italy, where he was born, to Brooklyn. His family came in search of the great American dream and really had a hard upbringing. He says a lot of the scars around his forehead was when he used to have rock fights back in Italy, and he used to catch some on his head. Just a little spiteful in the clinches there. They've got to watch those punches around the back. They're illegal. And he's getting in early, this referee. That'll suit Minter. If he stops them getting rough in the clinches, that will definitely suit Minter. Minter says, I've been waiting 2 years for this chance. 43 fights against the best. He's paid his dues. He's entitled now to get in there and win the championship away from home, and that always takes a lot of doing. Antuofermo's eyebrows absolutely plastered with some form of grease. It could be adrenaline cream, almost as though they know that his eyes are going to be cut open, or the eyebrows are going to be cut. This fellow could actually get cut walking out against a strong wind. American crowd rather eager to cheer Vito on. So with half a minute to go then in round 2. Now there's an illegal rabbit blow. Let's see if the referee is going to warn him about that. He should do. And there's a sign, I think, of Antuofermo's roughness as we come up to the end of round 2. And the chanting. So I'd like to get an opinion back in the studio then with the lightweight champion of the world, Jim Watt, on that one.
Right. When you start to grease head down, you've got to bring in that right uppercut. Jab as he comes in fucking tail head.
Right hand, left hook.
Jab, and he makes it beautiful. As he comes out, you understand, as he comes jab, bring up the right uppercut. You can't miss him. You put him onto his left hand. He's really getting the body nice from that. He's straining at least, he's trying everything. Fucked up already. You start picking his shots. You start He's rushing in. He's got a left hand, he's high.
Yes, I agree with you, and also you have to be cautious about judging here. I think we probably could rely on Roland Daking from Britain scoring that one. In Antuofermo's corner, they've got Freddie Brown, who's 72, used to work in Rocky Marciano's corner, patching up the cuts. And he says his legs are wearing him out a bit, having to keep getting up and down and patching Antuofermo's face up. But so far, not even a trace of blood on either boxer. I hope it stays that way. Nice corrective left-hand shot there from Minter. But this fellow soaks up these punches, there's no doubt about that. It takes a phenomenal puncher to put him down. Marvin Hagler, who's said to be a good puncher, couldn't do it. There's no doubt about it, Minter's boxing above himself for this championship. He's sticking to the plans, and he's now feeling, well, he's always been confident, but now I think he can really see that championship if he can keep this up. But there's a long way to go. The referee being firm but so far fair with both boxers, and given the little cautions when they break a few of those rules there. They don't worry too much about rule books in this part of the world though. Watch the way they stare at each other when anybody just contravenes a little rule or hits on the back of the head. There really is some anger shown there. Minter hurts with that leading right hand. He jabs hard with it. Half a minute to go then in round 3. And the Briton going well, but he's got to keep this fellow off for the marathon course. Yes, Pat. Yes, Pat.
You've got your left hand off it. This is
Right,
glorious stuff. Just keep it going.
Yes, lovely. Don't worry. Perfect.
Pick your shot. Pick the shot.
Right, Olaf.
You better go out of the way, champ.
Get up when he runs in. As he comes, you fucking in there.
Side step. Side step and crossing.
Don't just go head on him. You just got body. You go hooks the ball. You hook the ball. Take your left hand to the ball. Go for a double jab. Step in and drive it through his fucking legs.
So there we are, round 4, and they've come out a bit early for work there. I think that they're waiting for the 10 seconds buzzer, and they're saying to Antuofermo in the corner, come on, get close to this guy, climb all over him, as though you were mugging him, they said. Freddie Brown, the trainer, I think it shows you the ruthlessness of American boxing, was in fact saying to me, well, you can let a boxer quit in a corner in England if he's hurt, but here we just give them something to make them fight on. There was a big argument on whether they could use smelling salts, ammonia capsules, and in fact they can do either second. but they regarded as a cerebral stimulant by the British medical panel. But the only one that's going to need them at this stage will in fact be the champion, which is why I think that their corner pushed to be able to use them. Minter realising all the time he's got to stave this fellow off, and he's grabbing the centre of the ring as much as he can because he doesn't want to be bulldozed on the ropes too much. Like that, that's when it becomes dangerous, and if he drops his head, Minter will catch it full in the face.
That's the way out.
Well, that's the old-fashioned straight left in southpaw style. Remember, this is totally undisputed. Both World Boxing Council and World Boxing Association recognise this championship. It's the only one of the entire weight divisions. I don't think Antuofermo's cornermen realised that Minter could box as well as this. They thought he was going to come out and try and slug it out with Antuofermo, which was bad news, but he hasn't done it so far. Really is with a professional's care that he's doing this. So come in, Jim Watt.
Keep your shots coming in combinations, Alan.
Hey, listen, son, see that little base trying to sneak some punches in the game side? Spin him! Throw the fucker off you. Spin him and move him off you. Instead of these little clips, you know. And your boxing's beautiful. Your jabs are nice. You let him. You put your left leg back and fucking up when he starts that rushing. His head's down, his hands are high, chin right through the middle. Okay?
You gotta go, bang, bang, bang. See, like you just did inside, you kept punch. When you kept punch, you didn't do, he's looking at that.
Yes, Jim, that seems the way it's going there. I think he probably is worried a little bit about stamina, that he knows that this fellow's going to be really coming on strong, and he's probably trying to save himself a little bit. But I agree with you, just a half a step nearer to Antuofermo with those punches, and he's in trouble. Round 5. Back to that routine, using the right hand lead to score, hoping to keep Antuofermo off. Minter has in fact fought before in Las Vegas. He defeated Sandy Torres here, but that was a comparative curtain raiser. The Minter camp have imported Jackie McCoy, a well-known American manager and trainer, to staunch any blood flow from Minter, to keep a nice cold eye in the corner. That's a good move on their part. Let's hope it's not necessary, that his journey from Los Angeles was in fact not necessary. Minter's wife, mother-in-law, father, mother here. In fact, they had to hire a babysitter to look after his 2 children in a hotel adjoining this arena. Minter protecting himself well in those clinches like that. He's turning his head away all the time. He doesn't want to try and prove that he's the best butter he ever butted against. As an example of what Jim Watt was saying, he was just slightly out of range with those punches. They'll score just the same, but he needs to move in a bit more. You get the impression that Antuofermo is going to become more and more frustrated as he goes along. He can't understand why he can't pin this fellow down. Tiny speck of blood on Antuofermo's right cheek. He probably did that shaving before he got in the ring, I think. The judges' scorecards, in fact, are given to an adjudicator after every round, and when a round is like that, not too much in it, you get the feeling you're going to get a lot of even rounds thrown in. We're picking up quite a bit of atmosphere from the British contingent, apart of course from the typical Caesar's Palace decoration with the lady in the ring. And there's the face of a champion, 27. Born in Italy, and he's still not an American citizen, but he's now filing his papers to become one, and comes from the tough area of Brooklyn in New York. 50 fights, won 45 of them, 2 drawn, and stopped 19. So there we are then, into round 6. And Minter losing no medals, but still got to watch himself the whole time. A lot of fight experts here think it could be a championship of 2 halves, with Minter going off to a flying start, but Antuofermo coming at the finish. That's as he did it with Marvin Hagler, and they couldn't sort out the mathematics at the end of that one and made a draw. And in that case, of course, the champion retains the title. Oh, I like that one. A little bit of wrestling, and Antuofermo wanted to fight while he was down. I don't think he can intimidate Minter. Corner there, Doug Bidwell, who's the father-in-law and manager of it, is saying 1-2, which is a boxing expression for the right hand lead followed quickly by the left hand. A sort of combination punch, like that. A sneak punch there that seemed to remind Minter the champion's still got plenty of fight left in him. Half a minute to go in round 6. Go forward, Al. And a bit of a better round here for Antuofermo. He started to throw more leather now. But still Minter coming back well. Got all the spirit in the world.
Come on, Jack, let's go. 2 hands, Jack. 2 hands.
With your punch.
Round 7, slight swelling around Minter's right eye there. Have come from that, not only the punch that he caught, but the dreadful stare that Antuofermo gave him at the end of that round. Actually, Antuofermo was taken into boxing, was caught in a street fight in New York, and as he said, I didn't know how to run away, the other kids did, and a policeman guided him to a boxing club, and that's how he finished up the champion of the world. It's almost as though a Hollywood typecaster has sorted that script out. The weights again, not that it matters now at this stage of the fight. 11 stone, 5 3/4 Minter, 11 4 1/4 Antuofermo, and they had that weigh-in ceremony at 11:30 at night here. It really was an unusual time. Tends to do a bit of the bull and matador stuff there, and if Minter can catch his man coming in, he can still inflict some damage. The plan is to keep Antuofermo off, but it's almost impossible to do that. That's exactly what Minter said he would do. He'd meet this fellow toe-to-toe in the centre of the ring if he had to. Whether that's going to prove a good tactic if it goes to the 15 rounds, I don't know. Half a minute to go in round 7. And the pattern really hasn't changed, except Antuofermo's coming on a bit and getting rougher. But Minter boxing his way out of trouble all the time and prepared to stand there and trade if he has to. And Bobby Neal's corner man, the coach, I should say Alan Minter's corner man, the coach Bobby Neal, said he thinks he's in complete command. Does Jim Watt also think that, as it's got a bit rough at the end of that round?
When he throws that, I'm not giving him any chance.
Yeah, I agree with you, Jim. He'll have to pull it up from his boots, as they say in professional boxing now. He can't hit and run anymore. He's got to stand there and trade with this fellow. Round 8 for the undisputed middleweight championship of the world. Alan Minter, the southpaw from Crawley in Sussex. Vito Antuofermo, the Italian who lives in America. And let us hope that we don't get any fence sitting by these judges now in some of these close rounds, and that they really will find a winner at the end. It's good news. There's no sign of blood either way. We was overplayed a little bit in the press, and perhaps even by the boxers, that they thought they might need ambulances at the ringside. And now it really is getting into the rough stage by Antuofermo. Even by American standards, they regard him as one of the hard nuts of all time. And if they put a boxing glove on that head, he'd certainly score some points with it. Minter just must not slacken off with concentration any time here. He's trying to restrain himself a bit, but that may not pay off. As Jim Watt rightly said, this was in England, he could afford to do it, but out here he's really got to convince the judges that he's going to win it. Well, they're allowing both sets of cornermen to call out what they want to here. They tend to quiet them down a bit in Britain, but they're letting them do what they like here. Minter just slackening a bit there, a bit concerned for him, because as we thought, Antuofermo's trying to take over the second half of the fight. On the other hand, he could be taking a breather as well, Minter. He knows he's got a lot to do. At the end of the 8th round, and there in Minter's corner we have two former featherweight champions of Great Britain. On the right there is Bobby Neal and Jimmy Revie on the left-hand side, and in the centre of the ring is Doug Bidwell, who had this boy when he first came as a boxer, and he's about 14 years of age, down in Crawley. He was born in Penge on the outskirts of London. I don't seem to be too concerned in Minter's corner. That's a good sign. They're calm and collected, and that finger pointing there is coming from Bobby Neal, who was brought in by Doug Bidwell to just trim off the rough edges and become his coach, and he's done a good job with him. Antuofermo. Round 9. And in case you've just joined us, there's been no knockdowns in this middleweight championship of the world, both recognised by both ruling bodies, WBA, WBC, here at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas. As Antuofermo came out for that round, all his seconds were saying, come on, be the boss man, climb on top of this fellow. Don't allow him room to punch. Well, that was always on there, that Minter was going to catch him coming in, but he's ignoring the punches. Doubled those punches up very well there, Minter. Great deal of frustration I sense in Antuofermo's corner, although they know their man's come on a bit. He still hasn't really rattled Minter in any way. Minter trying to take the play away from the champion. Half a minute to go in round 9.
Don't be fighting to pull though, you're running to the fight, you've got your balance, you've got your distance, that you fucking let go. Listen now, off your jab, don't just go head hunting now. 1, 2, 3 head bang, and step in and hit a fucking body shot. He's ready for it now. Okay, Al, you're boxing beautifully, you're in control of the fight, you dig hard that way, draw him up with it. Double jab, step aside. Keep it at the very fucking end of your arm. Don't run, but keep it in your arm. And fit him with it.
20 minutes, we're losing the fight. Use your head.
Fit him with that right hand.
Get up. Like in the gym, Chad. Hey, Vito. Hey, Vito.
Round 10. And the champion, Vito Antuofermo, now closing that early rounds lead that Minter had. Really, this is going to be the crucial stage of the championship. And see if we can get a quick word with Bobby Neal over there in the corner.
Well, I think Alan's in complete control of the fight. The only problem is that this guy's an attacking fighter. He's coming inside, he's using his head, he's cuffing inside. Well, these punches have been counted by the referee, I don't know, but Alan's in control. He's boxing very, very well, and he's hurt Antuofermo a couple of times.
Well, as I thought, they seem to be quite happy there in Minter's corner. I'm not sure I share that confidence entirely. Although having seen him right from his junior amateur days, certainly my heart goes out to him. You may remember that we considered he was robbed of a decision in the Munich Olympics. He was a bronze medalist, and he lost to the eventual winner from West Germany. Also got a second opinion quickly here at ringside with Harry Mullen, who's editor of a boxing magazine in Britain. How have you got it, Harry?
I've got Minter in front, but Antuofermo is the kind of fighter who is beginning to come on strongly, and once he gets on top, he's very hard to dislodge. Alan needs a good, positive round now to get back in control of this.
And he looks as though he's trying for it there, as he says, to get a bit more positive, not to let anything slip away. I think the champion's a bit surprised by Minter's toughness. He's used to disheartening fellas a bit.
Downstairs and all.
And it is in fact first blood to Minter. There's a little cut, I think, over Antuofermo's left eye, but it doesn't seem to be showing much problem there, and I shouldn't have thought the cornermen would be too worried about that one, but in fact it's taken 10 rounds for anybody to draw blood. So come in, Jim Watt.
Boxing a fucking world champion. Keep it going. Now, dig a bit deeper. This is when he's going to try and put pressure on the last 5 rounds.
He's got to do something.
He's got to do it.
Not let him get away with anything.
Now, you've got to double up in strength, double up in power. You're as strong as a fucking lion, aren't you? Aren't you? Well, give us a hand. More power.
Don't let him keep pushing you back. You've got the weight, you've got the strength. Go.
Slow feet, let's have some fucking power. We're boxing well, but let's have some power.
Let's go.
When the same, you gotta go. Go out there, big voice. Go out.
So coming up then for round 11. Round 11. And it really is getting a difficult one to score. Minter, obviously the classier fighter, but out here they give so much store on aggression. And as the world lightweight champion said, even if you look as though you're doing something, you don't have to be scoring so long as you pretend you are. And that'll catch a few judges' eyes. The absolutely total irony of Antuofermo got another drawn decision and was able to retain his championship as he did with Marvin Hagler here last November in this ring. But a point Doug Bidwell made, Minter's manager, that he never remembers Alan losing a last round throughout his entire career. He conceded in one of the Kevin Finnegan fights he may well have done. And he's quite right, he's a tremendous stayer. His old opponent Kevin Finnegan, by the way, is here cheering him on, the European champion. So you get the chance for Vito there. But I don't think this fellow needs any driving on by the crowd. He's probably on deaf ears.
Push him back out.
Cornermen keep saying to Minter, push him back. It's easier said than done. It always is from outside the ropes looking in. Oh, this is getting into the old gladiator stuff now, where the little bit of lead showing in their legs, and these fellas have got to stand and punch it out. This is where they really do sort the men from the boys. Absolutely gritting his teeth there, almost biting his way through his gum shield there, Minter. And they're banging in his corner there on the canvas. Keep it on. One of the best rounds of the fight. And I thought that last half-minute burst by Minter there just about got that round.
One at a time. That's the way you got
And they're screaming away in the corner. There's a calm and collected challenger. No time for the pretty view, I'm afraid. He's got other things on his mind. In any case, the missus is watching. This is where these seconds have really got to push their man on a bit. I know a bit about that, of course. My family were professional coaches and cornermen. And there's Alan Minter's wife right in the centre of the picture, looking very fidgety in the third row there with her mother-in-law on her left. That's Lorraine Minter, whose 2 children are being looked after in the room upstairs. Round 12. And it was the general prediction that this would go the 15-round championship course, and it really looks that way. Antuofermo being marked up around the face a bit, but by his standards, nothing at all. And it looks as though Minter's going to try and take him on at the strength game as well. Just a reminder, the referee doesn't score if it goes the full distance. The 3 judges, Roland Dakin from Britain, and a Venezuelan and a Nevada judge. Minter prepared to take one now and again, to land one. Getting up on his toes, trying to box again. It's a good exhibition by Minter, but can he keep this fellow off? He called him a rubber ball before the fight. He was right. The cuts opened up a bit more over Antuofermo's left eye. Referee Padilla from Nevada, originally from Philippines, doing a good job here. He isn't getting involved too much in the fight and doing it well. And now Minter's cut over the right eye. That's equaled that one up. What a good championship it turned out this. They're really standing toe-to-toe. Minter having to cut out those frills a little bit to get in and get the tough stuff going. Brilliant display there by Minter. Looked for a minute as though Antuofermo was going over. That cut is close to Minter's eye. I hope that's not a difficult one for them to patch up. They brought the American Jackie McCoy in to do that. So round 13, and I was just looking across to the judge there, Roland Dakin, and kind of got the impression he thought Minter might just be ahead, but I wouldn't want to commit him on that one. They've patched up Minter's right eye well there. The American touchman, as they call him here, came in and they used that 1 in 1,000 adrenaline, which is the only thing permitted now. There was a big argument about that at the rules meeting, but it'll take too long to explain that. The 12th round was the first time that Minter really took the fight straight to Antuofermo. There's blood showing again now on Minter's eye. It's right in the lid itself. It's a difficult position for the cornermen to work on. It's remarkable what they do in that 60 seconds break. Just let's hope that it doesn't worsen.
Left and right, left and right.
What a way for Minter's mother, Annalise. She was born in Germany, actually, to spend a Mother's Day here at ringside, watching her son hopefully becoming the champion of the world. The whole Minter family really must be shaking and hoping now that it can come right for him. But as they say in boxing, anything can happen, and usually does in this part of the world. Have to admire the way Minter's decided. Well, they keep saying this Antuofermo is going to come on strong at the finish, but they don't know about me yet, and there's the chance for Minter from the British crowd. Referee almost getting caught with those punches. Half a minute to go in round 13. And Antuofermo's bulldozing technique hasn't really paid off so much in this round. He'll come up for the bell. And that's it. Over to you, Jim Watt.
Keep that jab going. You must keep the jab going. Draw him up with a good tap. It's not to tap with a jab. Double jab. Draw him up.
Yeah, I will. Thanks, Gino. What we need is that much higher. Yeah.
He gets close to
Thanks.
That's the only time he's ever scoring. Breathing. One time he's breathing.
Everything will be on your head. All right, son?
Let me feel those fucking two big bricks now. Let him feel.
Ready?
Wait. Yeah. Stay smart.
Stay smart. Throw great, mate. You're forcing
Bam.
him. Just beating your punches.
Double. See his hand.
He's tired, Jim. Vito, he's tired. He's tired, Vito.
And those are my sentiments, Jim, as well. We all feel the same way here at ringside, I think. They're just checking the corner there. Padilla saying no, take some Vaseline off the face there for round 14. And while Jim Watt was talking, you could see the way they were working on Minter's cut right eyebrow. Well, if you're worried about one judge there, Jim, I think we're all right. I think Roland Dakin has leaned towards Minter, from what I can understand. Somebody perhaps peeping over his shoulder at the scores. 10-point per round system here, and to the winner with a proportionate number to the loser. There's going to be a few sweaty palms around here waiting for the verdict if this now goes 15 rounds. That seems very likely. Really is a battle of the wills as much as skill. Certainly handed it to this referee. I don't like to see them get into a wrestling match, a referee, but he gets in there and parts them when he has to. And that's normally in Minter's favour. Well, as we knew, Minter wouldn't be found wanting if it came to an old-fashioned battle of guts. Doesn't seem to be enough cheering to me from the American crowd that they think their man's in front, but you really can't tell here. What happened there? He definitely tumbled over, nodded to the corner, almost embarrassed Alan Minter. No, it wasn't a punch. And are they going to give him a standing 8 count? I don't believe it. No, he just checked Padilla with the timekeeper, who's a woman, Miss Broadfoot, that wasn't a punch and a mandatory 8 count. You could tell almost he went red around the face there, Minter, as though to say, sorry, fancy doing that. Well, no, it definitely wasn't a punch, I don't think. Jim Watt, did you agree with that from that end? There it is. We can watch it in replay. Yes, it showed quite clearly there in replay. The referee going over, reminding both boxers that it is the last round. I'm sure they know that only too well. And the crowd standing here. We all feel the same way here at ringside, I think. They're just checking the corner there. Padilla saying no, take some Vaseline off the face there for round 14. And while Jim Watt was talking, you could see the way they were working on Minter's cut right eyebrow. Well, if you're worried about one judge there, Jim, I think we're all right. I think Roland Dakin has leaned towards Minter, from what I can understand. Somebody perhaps peeping over his shoulder at the scores. 10-point per round system here, and to the winner with a proportionate number to the loser. There's going to be a few sweaty palms around here waiting for the verdict if this now goes 15 rounds. That seems very likely. Really is a battle of the wills as much as skill. Certainly handed it to this referee. I don't like to see them get into a wrestling match, a referee, but he gets in there and parts them when he has to. And that's normally in Minter's favour. Well, as we knew, Minter wouldn't be found wanting if it came to an old-fashioned battle of guts. doesn't seem to be enough cheering to me from the American crowd that they think their man's in front, but you really can't tell here. What happened there? It's he definitely tumbled over, nodded to the corner, almost embarrassed Alan Minter. No, it wasn't a punch. And are they going to give him a standing 8 count? I don't believe it. No, he just checked Padilla with the timekeeper, who's a woman, Miss Broadfoot, that wasn't a punch and a mandatory 8 count. You could tell almost he went red around the face there, Minter, as though to say, sorry, fancy doing that. Well, no, it definitely wasn't a punch, I don't think. Jim Watt, did you agree with that from that end? There it is. We can watch it in replay. Yes, it showed quite clearly there in replay. The referee going over, reminding both boxers that it is the last round. I'm sure they know that only too well. And the crowd standing here. There's Bobby Neal telling his man, come on, win this last round. Chanting for Vito, Vito. The crowd on their feet. It's been a hard, real tough slog between these two. So round 15, the final round of the WBA, WBC Middleweight Championship of the World. And let's see if Minter can win this last round, as he has nearly every contest he's ever had since the age of 14. It's turned out to be comparatively bloodless, really. And it's got to be the old-fashioned toe-to-toe, slug-it-out stuff.
Let's go, come on. Let's go, Al, come on. Push him off, Al. Hey, man, let's go, Al.
As I said, the judges' slips have given after every round. And it's the question of the adjudicators totting him up as they go along now, and I hope they don't keep us waiting too anxiously at the end of this. Jim Watt has pointed out only too well the hazards of scoring British style and how it will be recognised in America. But if I were judging totally impartially, I would certainly have Minter in front. But as Jim has warned you, you never know how these judges are going to view this one. But I must say, I will be surprised now if they go against Minter. Little bit of blood showing over Minter's left eye now. But obviously too late in the fight to bother him. Come on. 20 seconds to go. And when that bell goes, it may sound like an orchestra to Alan Minter. There it is. Minter throws his hands in the air, but so does Vito Antuofermo, which is bad news when that happens. They're carrying Vito Antuofermo around the ring, which is getting boos right away from the British contingent. And there you are, if they're trying to influence the judges, That's the way to do it, but now they're also carrying Minter on his shoulder, on the manager's shoulders, and there really is going to be trouble whichever way this verdict goes. All being well in this pandemonium, I hope to get up there to talk to Minter, win, lose or draw. I mean, this will be such a terrible letdown for Alan Minter now, who's blowing kisses to the wife and family over there. But the Americans doing likewise with Vito Antuofermo. There's going to be some rude remarks, I think, exchanged between camps here, whichever way it goes. Minter still got that gum shield in. And there he is, leaning over the ropes right above me now, hoping he's won it. Kiss from his father there, and they're absolutely convinced it really is going to be bedlam in there if it doesn't go his way, and you may never see or hear of me again. I knew this would be the sweaty palm time for everybody. Great problems. There it is now. Here comes the decision. That's a bad sign. Split decision.
Judge Charles Minter of Las Vegas scores 144 Minter, 141 Antuofermo.
He's one up, Minter.
Judge Roland Duncan of England scores 149 Minter.
He's won it. Alan Minter is the new middleweight champion of the world, and it's a big score there, 149, 147 by Dakin. And now let's see if we can get in there and share that excitement. I tell you, he's absolutely burst into tears here, the happiest fella in the world, and we're so proud of him. Stay here, will you? Let's talk to Alan Minter, please. Calm down, everybody. This is a great moment for British boxing. Calm down, Alan. Alan, pull yourself together. All these years we've been waiting for it to come. Did you have any? Did you have any worry about this towards the end? Were you worried about the decision?
Reg, remember I said to you, like, I dread one thing. It going 15 rounds, and then they say a split decision.
Yeah, you did
but,
then. You're shaking all over.
Oh God, I've done it. I've done it. It's to all the people at home. It's to all the people at home.
Yes, it is.
All you people, I've done it for you. Done it for England, done it for my country. When I come out to Crawley, we'll all get pissed. God bless you.
What, with me?
Well, I don't think anybody can follow that, and it really is total bedlam in this ring, and Kevin Finnegan is in there hoping that he's going to be the next challenger. And I can only get out the ring and say, Alan Minter, absolutely superb, wonderful.
Do you want me to say a word?